That spirit can be felt in this audio-visual program, part of an exhibition at the Brooklyn Museum.
Between World War I and World War II, a technological revolution took place in America.
The show reveals the art and the artifacts of the period, the years from 1918 to 1941.
Voices of New York interpreted. Now this must be a bridge, don't you think? A bridge.
Abstracted from other things, you know.
Lucid stuff.
Like trains being silverware. Matchboxes.
Gears, that belt buckle's a gear, just like that gear table. Love that gear table.
Yeah, they're putting painting and sculpture, refrigerators, cars, and silverware all together to see the connections, that there is this underlying motivating force, the machine, which is having a major impact on every aspect of our culture.
Diane Pilgrim of the Brooklyn Museum is one of the art experts who assembled the Machine Age exhibit. The show will visit several other American cities over the next year.
I mean, when I started collecting this material about 20 years ago, my mother said to me, Diane, how can you collect that awful stuff? You know, she said, that's what I grew up with. Well, I feel that way about the 50s. We have to re-educate people as to what art is in the 20th century.
It's like my grandma's apartment.
This is like visiting your family.
Grandma's apartment.
But the response to the show has been tremendous. I mean, and there is something here for everyone.
Even the colors, even the colors are coming back. Yes. Gray.
Well, the gray is very good.
Melon.
You see, smoking became acceptable for women, and having a lovely cigarette case, lighter, matching set, beautiful ashtray.
The Industrial Revolution was born in the 19th century, but it was not until after World War I that modern technology began to be mass-produced.
They're making a commemorative edition. It's apparently the 50th anniversary of the Waring blender, and they're coming up. They said now, limited time only, you can get the original model.
An exuberant obsession with futuristic streamlining transformed everything from trains to pencil sharpeners. Industrial designers were numbered among the heroes of the age. With steel, plastics, chrome, and glass, they created new products, shaped the advertising, and with the principle of planned obsolescence, presented new models every year.
So he put these horizontal lines on it to make it look, you know, sort of streamlined, like it's moving or it's sort of in motion itself. And everybody went for it. And then they changed the design. And so this idea of changing the style each year, like cars changing each year, Henry Ford thought he would be making the same car every year when he began, and they'd always be black. And then they realized...
The machine dominated the American imagination and gave the whole society a sense that anything was possible.
Dams built during this time were unparalleled in their massive size and in the amount of electrical power they generated. Huge new bridges reflected the achievements of modern engineering.
Machines become our religion. And there are a lot of sayings from slogans from that period where people talk about industry being the substitute, our new God. And I think it's important to remember that the machine almost becomes an icon.
There was a dark side to the machine age, and it was reflected in the art of the time. There were fears that the new technology might eliminate jobs, might take lives, might somehow dehumanize society.
It's a marvelous sight. It's coming down out of the sky, pointed directly towards us and toward the mooring mast.
In one room of the Brooklyn exhibition, the sounds of the period recall that some encounters with the machine were disastrous.
It burst into flames. Get it started, get it started. It's crashing. It's crashing terrible.
This was the explosion of the Zeppelin Hindenburg. 36 people died.
This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's racing 400 or 500 feet into the sky.
But the touching belief that the machine was bringing in a new age of well-being and prosperity was still the predominant theme, surviving even the Depression.
Even though things were horrible, things were going to be better. And the way they're going to be better, the way we were going to get there was through the machine, science, and technology.
Presenting for the first time in radio, the amazing interplanetary adventures of Flash Gordon and Dale Arden.
And the vast new machine that was radio offered further fantasies of escape.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Now, Freddie, I'm not begging you to take this car, only I thought, well, you walk all the time, you're not getting any younger. I think you ought to take your varicose veins out for a spin once in a while.
What are you asking for this rhapsody and junk?
I'm asking...
Laughing at your next Sunday show already. I can't wait.
I hope they'll come away with lots of feelings. I mean, I think the show is fun, and I want them to have a good time, and I also want them to have a respect for their art of that period. And I also think it is an autobiography, in a way, of a period. And it's a period that I think we all have a great fondness, and maybe even a wishful desire to go back to those more naive times.
Didn't we not lose that? I mean, we look around and we talked about the sense of enthusiasm, the sense of hope in these periods. Did World War II and the atom bomb take that away? It remove the sense of innocence that's in this?
I think, yes, the Second World War without question. I don't think after Hiroshima and Nagasaki that you could think about the machine in the same way. I mean, I think that not that people still weren't optimistic about it, not that it couldn't do wonderful things, but not that sort of innocent feeling that it could do everything for us. No, I mean, I don't think we could ever be that naive again.
Present Gangbusters.
Built the